Last time in Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Lara Croft began the end of the world. Fair warning, I'll probably be comparing this game to the first of the reboots a lot. Also, I think I'll just be calling this series after its lead actress, Camilla Luddington, as she's the common link between these last three titles. That way I don't have to always call the first one the reboot, or the first of the new reboots. It would be the first Luddington title. In the first Luddington Tomb Raider, Lara lands on the island and is separated from her friends. She discovers that the kingdom of Yamatai is real, proving that she was correct in her own theories. It was her own research that led her, along with her team, to the island. However, it's the presence of psychotic murderers that makes the main goal to leave the island. It's only as the story continues that Lara discovers that there's something more supernatural going on the island itself. As the story progresses, the battle to survive leads to an ultimate battle against the supernatural. My point is that there's a bit more development of the supernatural for that title, as well as the following one, Rise of the Tomb Raider. First you learn the mystery, then discover the reality of the situation. With this game, it takes less than a single hour for Lara to go from discussing the legend to arguing that she should let people die so that she could pursue archaeology. Also, I almost forgot about the death of a small child to make Lara feel like things are really bad. It's kind of like the dead child of Mass Effect 3, except shorter and faster. If you haven't played Mass Effect 3, at the beginning of the game, during Commander Shepard's escape from Earth, she discovers a small boy hiding in a vent. She calls out to the boy, only for him to retreat away from her. Later on, once she is up in the air, moving away, she sees several vehicles fill up with survivors, including the small boy. As her own ship takes off, she sees a Reaper appear and destroy all of the vehicles, killing the boy in the process. As the story progresses, the boy essentially becomes a representative for all of the people who died by the Reapers. She starts to have nightmares involving her chasing after an apparition of the boy. Every time she starts to catch up with him, he fades away. Will Shadow of the Tomb Raider mention the death of this child ever again? Will more random towns be ruined by the growing apocalypse? Let us find out together. Well, not together, because this is a single-player game and I'm playing by myself. You'll just have to see it in post. Okay, so there should be only 2 survivors, that being the... Oh wait, the pilot totally died. So there's 1 survivor. And is it cold in this jungle, or am I just injured? Probably just the injury. You know, I have a friend of mine who is commenting about how, like, certain action stars have kind of become superhuman over the years. And considering all of the injuries that Lara Croft has received in this, in the Luddington titles, she has kind of become a bit superhuman.
Could be useful.
Especially, like, more so in the first game than than Rise of the Tomb Raider. In Rise, she doesn't really take that much abuse. She's more of the abuser. And now she will begin deforesting the jungle, one tree at a time. In Rise of the Tomb Raider, she's kind of in control most of the time.
Jonah!
Whereas one of the points of the, like the first one, is just how little control she had over the situation. Like, other than Jonah, who are you expecting to find out there? I guess Miguel is still alive? Maybe he was just knocked out by the crash?
Where are they? I have to find them.
I have to find them. My objectives are telling me to do so. Although I think this is the tricky part with the jungle. It's hard to tell exactly what direction is progression, other than having to keep mashing the hint button. I'm just kind of going over here just to see if there's anything, but it looks like there's nothing. Just an empty area that's kind of an extension of the other area. Just there for reasons. I also kind of wish it didn't have that, that noise every time you clicked it. Like it was just a silent.
The Silver Crown Mountain. I'm getting closer.
Yeah.
Someone's over there. I have to get to them.
That is a very... I guess it's kind of useful. It shows me a pretty decent path of where I've already been. Just doesn't really show much of where I'm going. But yeah, the like weird like wobbling noise effect. Because I'm sure I'm going to hear that a lot. Use feathers to restore outfits. Okay. Here's the tough question.
Howlers.
How much of this game is just Camilla Luddington grunting versus actually speaking dialogue? What is the percentage ratio of this? Yeah. Remember this. Use feathers. Okay, you already told me that. You don't need to tell me that twice. Or maybe you do. Maybe I've already forgotten. It's entirely possible. Yeesh, that is some deep muck. Actually, it looks like it's using the same technology to power her mud travels, as Rise of the Tomb Raider did for her snow travels. They just recolored the texture brown. It makes sense.
Someone must be around. Hello? Jonah? Miguel? Can you hear me? Where are you?
I need a knife to cut that open. My knife is no good. Ah, some supplies. Okay. Name is Handkerchief. Description is a handkerchief.
HF. That has to stand for Percival Harrison Fawcett.
Has to. Nobody else could have owned this handkerchief. Like Paul Henry Fawcett. Also, you know you're fancy when you've got your name stitched to handkerchiefs. I don't even have business cards. This guy's got handkerchiefs with his name on it. Yeah. A campfire.
I didn't know the storm would hit so hard. This is all my fault. I should have listened to Jonah, thought it through. I never should have taken that dagger. I hope no one else was hurt. No other village destroyed. I need to stop these cataclysms before it's too late.
That is a good point. It's kind of like she unlocks this god of destruction and construction, and then it shows up and delivers the apocalypse to one small nearby village, and that's it. All right, what kind of skills can I get? Training in Seeker enhances Lara's exploration. Warrior, combat. Scavenger, crafting and stealth. Blah, blah, blah. Choose a skill to learn from any. List skills with white outlines have already been purchased. Dark cover locked. That is a interesting way to display a skill tree. Huh. Alright, so what have we got? Reveal challenge objects. Reveal artifacts. Monoliths, treasure chests. I'm gonna grab that. And that. That's going to be useful. Automatically loot enemies killed by stealth takedown is always useful. That way you don't have to stop to loot every single body. Perform a stealth kill takedown without alerting nearby enemies. Oh, I don't have that yet. Alright. I guess let's move on.
Part of the plane landed here. My gear is in that cargo. I'll need to cut it down.
Ah, that's how I get a knife.
Might be maybe a piece of scrap from the wreck.
Oh,
Damn it.
there goes the wreck. Oh yeah, I can swim. I hope Lara's gotten her tetanus shots. God damn these eels. These plot eels aren't particularly interesting. They don't really add to the tension. They're just there. Is that a sheep thing? Pig thing? It's hard to tell. But first let's cut this other thing open because we've got a knife. Or a piece of metal, which is good enough. Use hide to restore outfits. Speaking of which, was there ability to switch outfits? No, not yet. Okay. Because it's not just about exploring tombs.
But it's dull. I need to find something to sharpen it.
Collect salvage. Alright. So I've already started doing that.
Exactly what I was looking for. Just need a bit more. Needs to be sharper.
This jagged piece of metal won't do. Ah, feather. Ah, there's one.
Got everything I need. Should head back to camp.
So I got sticks, I got feathers, I got salvage, I got... There are a lot of things in this. This game seems to want me to collect. Not too much. There are other games that are a little bit more ridiculous in regards to how much random doodads they want you to grab for upgrade materials. A flower picker? There's flowers in there? Alright. Oh no, there was a sextant!
In
Let
the
us
early 19th century, this was used to measure the angle between an astronomical object and the horizon for the purposes of celestial navigation.
I wonder if I'll find more of these. Perhaps I'll find a sextet of sextants. That would be a lot. What am I supposed to be looking at?
To my son, Jack, may you never lose sight of your horizons.
See, I don't own a sextant, so that's why I've always lose sight of my horizons. That was slightly awkward. But she managed without injury, which really is the point. Alright, what do we got here? Just more random bodies of partially eaten animals. Now, then there are supply caches that don't have supplies. They just give you experience. There are all sorts of things to discover in the wilds of wherever we are. But first, I suppose let's go upgrade this knife. Make ourselves something sharp enough to cut through these wires and get our equipment, which might actually have a regular knife instead of just a slab of metal. Yeah. A handy improvised blade used to cut rope and stealthily take down enemies. Yeah. And what kind of outfits have I got? I also have the robes of Puka Hook. Let's see, that does health regeneration quicker, craft stuff kills. The Explorer outfit. Green twill Oxford and beige pants. Let's see. That adds some crafting, some bonus from honey. This gives you nothing. You get nothing from this. Oh yeah, I skipped this one. That is Hunger Games version of Lara Croft, pretty much. Also gets nothing, but this one is closer to her Tomb Raider 1 counterpart. I think closer to a Rise of the Tomb Raider version. Commando. Doesn't even do anything for ammo or anything. Also nothing. And nothing. Siberian Ranger. Offers nothing. No benefits of this one. Wrath Skin? Casual Lara. Gray Henley. Is that a Henley? A blue Henley. She's got all sorts of Henleys. The Tomb Raider Lara version of Lara that ruined the series for Core and got the studio shut down. Now you can play as her too. Complete with low-res textures. That's kind of funny. Even more low-res. She'll poke somebody's eye out with those polygons. Tunic of the Exiled Fox. I don't know what's going on here. Alright, what the hell is the default? What did I start as? Let's switch over to Hunger Games, Lara. Oh wait, there was also one more option. Gear. Rope. Okay.
That should be sharp enough.
And hopefully, it's a good thing she has a holster for that size knife. Otherwise, she'd be screwed.
Something's still holding the supplies up.
Yeah, I saw it earlier. You saw it earlier. You were there. Ah!
Yes! Now I can get my gear back.
As much of her gear as she can carry. Possibly her gun, then. Maybe a notebook, if I had to guess. Nope, her bow. And a radio. And then the whole bunch of empty
Why
slots.
didn't I pack all my equipment together?
Why didn't she pack all of her equipment together? That is an excellent question. Why does she have...
Anyone? Come in.
Miguel, where are you?
If Miguel isn't dead yet, he's probably going to eventually be dead. Just saying. Now, should I hunt after some of these animals that have kind of been roaming around? Like this bird. And this other bird. Yeah, I got a skill point. Now, I believe you eventually... Ooh. Shall I kill this bird as well? Take that! Lara's here to... Oh, challenge tomb. Alright. Sure, why not? Huh. Take that, frog. Only 5 experience points. Alright. So, in regards to the new Tomb Raider series, I need a climbing axe. Disappointing. There are usually, like, there really isn't like a series of tombs that you're supposed to explore as much as there's a, take this. Ah! Also, I wonder how I'm supposed to make... So I can make incendiary arrows, it looks like. Ah, more supplies, more stuff. Probably should move on. Yes. You already told me there was a challenge tomb nearby. I can't go to it yet. I need the climbing axe, which for some reason I did not pack with me. That is an interesting, trade-up from the usual, like, usually a character at the beginning of the game depowers, at the beginning of their sequels. But in this case, it seemed as though she wasn't going to have that happen to her. Also, what is that? Oh. I saw a couple of those. Is there a reason why I'm hitting them? Or is it just because the game wants me to do something? Just knock these giant sacks out of the sky. For no reason. For no reason at all. Okay, now I'm just killing time. Alright. So yeah, it looks as though this plane crash has become the new reset button. Since Lara does start off the game with the climbing axes. And it now has apparently lost them for plot reasons.
Miguel? I don't like this. Miguel?
flare left unattended probably will burn down part of the forest.
Oh no. Miguel? Miguel?
I don't know. 2 boots, lots of blood. Miguel's dead. I told you Miguel was dead. He survived so he could get killed later. It's a good thing these carcasses are here. Oh, there's a notebook. What does it say in the notebook? A Sisamite.
Every part of the world seems to have its own mythical, forest-dwelling bipedal creature. Around here, it's known as the Sisamite, the guardian of the forest. Described as large and ape-like, it's rumored to kill male humans on sight, but takes the females to its cave for mating purposes.
How does the guardian of the forest tell the difference? The guardian of the forest just really hasn't caught up to modern times.
Miguel?
Okay, so we've had 2 catastrophes. First, there was the flood, there was the storm. The next one should be an earthquake. Oh, it's a animal beast of some kind. Leopard? Jaguar? The jungle has come alive. Somehow, this beast, even though its hunger has been satiated, wants to eat more. Clever girl. Well, that was fast. What was I saying the other day about, this game essentially being, jaguar. Being a mud texture. So I got no dodge button. Oh, hold on. Gotta ruffle up some feathers. Oh. Excellent.
Got to be careful here.
So, is this going to be a quick time event? Is this going to be a slide down thing? Ah.
Damn it!
Yep, there we go. I was waiting for the part where we slid down.
That's it!
It's very nice of the jaguar to have just stood there and taken it. But that.
It's working!
Yeah. Ah, that's how you craft arrows. Ah. There were 2 jaguars, right? Ah! Ah! And now the jaguar is dead. But there's still one more jaguar who is not dead. And now we learn the mud mechanic. Because jaguars detect heat like the predator? They don't see her there anymore? Okay, what? That is one strong beast. See, Metal Gear Solid 3 had camo, had your stealth camo going, but this game has mud camo. Hold in, okay. Probably should collect some supplies, because that was a tough fight. It wasn't a very interesting fight. The jaguar didn't really seem to know anything aside from stalk and stand still, and then attack. Wonder how many arrows is my maximum. Oh, there it is. Is that a scroll or a book I perchance to see? Nope, just random supplies. But it seems like I'm still kind of going through the tutorial motions. Especially if they're still trying to tell me how to dodge now. Ah, there's the front of the plane.
Jonah!
What does the hourglass things do? Oh, look. Because she eventually needs to take a bath. Might as well do it in here. Clean myself off. Don't want to be a dirty Tomb Raider. Although, actually, if that was like a gameplay feature, that's kind of like the game Deadly Premonition, in which if you didn't have your suit clean for too long.
6th of June. Father's outward enthusiasm is at an all-time high, though I have doubts. In the middle of the night, I have caught the whites of his eyes reflecting moonlight, his stare vacantly locked to the stars. Were it not for all the stories he has shared of the Amazon in the past, I would mistake his gaze as regretful, even mournful. Perhaps it is simply these insects making their way through our head nets causing him such consternation.
But if you didn't have your like suit cleaned and you didn't swap out your outfits for fresh suits, like you would get the designation of Stinky Agent, and you'd have flies buzzing around you. But I doubt there's going to be a Stinky Raider classification.
Jonah, are you there?
Let's go and see which path this took first. Because might as well take a look here before I progress. Yeah, it's a bunny. And the bunny is gone. Yeah. Jack's Journal Part 5.
1st of August. Tonight, sleep escapes us. The jungle is angry and the moon is uncooperative. The human imagination wanders endlessly in the dark this deep. I can hear the jungle's breath ruffling behind my ears, its low growl shaking the very ground we lay on, its manic energy rustling through the trees above. Rest has become the lead on our search, finding us at the most inopportune time. I have caught Father dozing off mid-step, and his hand barely clutching his walking stick. We run out of food and are sustained almost entirely by gathered berries and rainwater. The both of us are far too unyielding to give up. I fear the very stubbornness that led us to this point may also be that which leads us to our early graves.
It was there that we slowly began to enter the jungle's heart of darkness. Let's see. This is... Oh, yeah, you can mix, you can do your own alchemy, so to speak. I forgot about that. So that takes me back to the main path, but we're not ready for it just yet. First, let's go to this side. And find... something? I still need a climbing axe. But at least it's on the map now. And now she is clean again. I'm sure it's only a matter of time before she gets muddy again, but... really, like, the first game was just about keeping Lara Croft alive. Like, this game is about keeping Lara Croft clean. At the end, she rewards herself with a bath because of how much dirt has covered her. Infiltrated her orifices. Oh, what's this? A backpack. Oh, basically a map of local area. Nifty. What is a survivor cache in this game? Yes. So, remember in the first one, like, the survivor cache was just kind of like hidden little experience containers. You find them, you gain some experience. So it's at the end of the water. Right about here. Okay, so you get some experience and you get some materials. That's not so bad. And there should be one more there. Is that back where I came from, or is that farther along? That is farther along. Okay. Finally, the mountain axe. The climbing axe. I can now enter these crypts.
I thought I got you killed.
You know, Jonas is an extremely patient man if he's willing to stick around this long.
Do you know what happened to Miguel?
He got eaten by jaguars. Atari jaguars. The worst kind. 64-bit monstrosities.
Some sort of parasite.
Ugh.
I was looking for some wormwood, but it doesn't grow around here.
Let me see.
Oh, hey, what are you doing?
If we leave it in there, it'll only get worse. Sit.
I'm just gonna stab you with an arrow multiple times. I'm
Sure you know what you're doing?
maybe not a doctor, but I'm good enough.
I had something similar happen to me when I was a child in Egypt. I won't lie, it's gonna hurt.
You think that storm from earlier was the storm? The one from the mural?
I don't know.
I think maybe we should stop and take stock. We've been pushing so hard forward. Flying into that storm.
I didn't think it was gonna be that bad.
Well, I should have insisted we turn back. I mean, I get it. You lock onto a problem and everything else just disappears.
Jonah.
Hey, I'm with you. It's my choice, most of the time. But if we die, who stops the cataclysms? Who keeps Trinity from doing what they want?
Sometimes I feel like I have to keep going, and if I don't, then I'll just let everyone down. But maybe for the sake of a few hours, we could have turned back.
And also the presence of a parasite. Yeah.
Maybe we should give him a name.
Okay.
Eli? No, my cousin. He's always trying to get under my skin.
Goodbye.
Why are you still holding on to the parasite? Yeah, that would be absolutely disgusting to have underneath. Inside your arm. Oh, very clever. Hiding the actual cut so that,
We should go.
so that they don't actually have to show the worm being removed.
Sounds good. I think we can see the village through the vines over there.
I'm glad you stayed at the crash site.
Well, if you were out there, I wanted you to be able to find me. I had a flare gun, so...
Yeah, I think Miguel was heading toward it when...
Poor guy.
How'd you manage to get Eli in your arm anyway?
I was trying to figure out if the water was clean. Got my answer.
So basically, Lara is just
You really
stuffed
believe in all
full
that
of parasites.
Stuff that you said about the cataclysms, the apocalypse.
I believe that if it is true, it's important enough to die for, or for Trinity to kill for.
So this is really about revenge.
No. When I took the key, I also felt a power pulling me towards something. It's real.
If you felt a power pulling you when you took the key, is it in your head now?
No. It left me when Dominguez took the key.
If it's that strong, how can you be sure?
Let's just find Kwakyaku, okay?
Okay.
The best conversations happen when characters are facing away from each other.
I'd understand.
Would you, though? Wouldn't you rather be somewhere warm and dry with a beer, maybe a friendly stranger to flirt with?
Yeah, I would. Like you can imagine. But I'd still understand.
It's not revenge.
Alright, let's get this supply cache. Nope, got some sticks. Actually, now that I think about it, I wonder. Is there fast travel yet? Eventually, in the first two games, you get the ability to travel
It's such a
between
relief to have
campfires.
Jonah back, especially after
no, I don't.
Miguel. At least Jonah didn't ask what happened. The jaguars. I don't want him to worry. We have to stay sharp if we're going to get ahead of Trinity.
Automatically loot. before we progress, let's take on this nearby challenge tomb, because why not? You know, if you collect something, shouldn't that just remove it from the map? Okay. Alright, and this place was over there, I think. Oh, and then there's also something up there. But how do I get to it? Either way, let's check out this challenge tomb. See how challenging it is. Yeah, that's enough bricks, I guess. An epitaph of a cross.
Within lies Raleigh Rimmel, friend, 1925. There's a little more.
Beware traps ahead.
Beware traps ahead.
Oh, yeah.
No one's been through here in years.
Maybe traps that I have to cut open with a knife.
May Remax be the first voice we hear in the afterlife, and may her stories comfort us.
Yes, the ancient dialogues. Okay, so there's a trap there that I can plainly see, and I will hopefully not accidentally activate. Because that would be bad. Maybe they should rewrite the sign, say trap ahead. Just a single one, not too many. You don't want to...
This skull is deformed, flatter and longer than what we consider normal. Some people believe this is evidence the Inca were contacted by extraterrestrials, but it's more likely the result of head binding, a human practice of deformation so ancient it predates written history. It also has evidence of trepanation, a medical procedure in which a hole is carved in the skull.
Why would somebody cut a hole in the skull?
I think this is the way out.
Okay.
And here I thought this would be simple.
You thought wrong. I was not expecting that pillar to go up with the gates. I thought it was just the gates are going to climb up, but question is, will I have to find something to climb here, or am I going to try to... Okay. see if I can just... that probably is... where I need to go, and then... Nope. There we go. A sarcophagus. Oh, but I do not have access to it. No, really, there has just been the one trap.
Shit.
Yeah, 2 traps. I spoke way too soon. That's actually a common trap in Rise of the Tomb Raider, where the ground just breaks down around you and then you have like just a split second to jump out. Although I'd imagine, I guess if you see the ground deform, then you're going to want to get out of the way. There are a lot of spears and spikes. Was there a big sale at the local spike emporium?
I'll have to keep climbing.
She spoke way too soon. And is that, yep. That's gonna be like the major difference in regards to, the reboots, tombs versus the classic tombs of yesteryear. In that these tombs are more straightforward rather than labyrinthian. Alright, let's see what's in the sarcophagus. Is it a mummy? The sound took a little bit to kick in. Rumored to be worn by Queen something something. That went out really, really fast. Alright, what do we got here? We got some supplies we can pick up, some gold. Details of Emperor Atahualpa.
The heathen emperor begged for his life to be spared. He offered the Spanish crown a room of 3x6 varas to be filled once over with gold and twice with silver. The crown, with great and undue benevolence, accepted this offer. Within 2 months, the ransom had been paid. The idolater, however, could not be trusted. When the cursed plans of his general surprise attack were exposed, Atahualpa fell to his knees, begging for mercy. His fate would be decided by fair trial, as the right of any man in the Spanish Empire. He was found guilty and sentenced to die, but before the execution he accepted the Lord and will be welcomed in the heavens above. Excerpt from an objective account of Pizarro in Peru, by Ochoa Aceves.
It says it's an objective account, so it must be true. Thank you for watching. If you've still got the itch for more content, why not give one of those links a try? Got some questions or comments? You can comment down below or send it on over to itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. That's itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. In the meantime, so long, folks.